Hey guys, so I've come from the future. I just finished recording this whole first COBOL programming session, course one, and honestly, I'm traumatized. Like, I was kind of, making so many jokes about how bad can this be. It was terrible. I was really like, I was showering and I was like trying to just recover from it. I was like, what have I done in like computers that was as bad as that experience? And I can't really tell you. Like, maybe I installed the Oracle once, like Postgres is great. MySQL's pretty easy to install. I love SQLite whenever I start a project because you don't got to do anything. You don't need to like create users or anything. But like Oracle's just a mess. But even Oracle, like this was like a course created by evil people to just like harm you mentally. It was just terrible. And so I really suggest you guys don't watch it. I think I'm going to take this video down, at least make it unlisted or something like that. Um, but if you're the kind of like masochistic person who wants to see me suffer, then by all means go ahead and watch it. It's probably over an hour long, and we do get through it, but no, I really can't. I really can't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a new video that covers this everything that I did today. But this time, the next time I do it, I'm gonna say like, fuck the documentation. These guys are trying to screw you over here. So here's what you do instead. And so we'll kind of like avoid all the traps and pitfalls. But yeah, so really like, wow. You can watch the video and you can see like in the very beginning, I'm like so happy and excited. And like later, I'm just like falling apart. I had to take a few breaks throughout the day, fetal position and all that. But anyway, um, if you're going to stick around, enjoy. Do let me know in the comments if you actually make it to the end. That's incredible. Like, you could actually learn from this, if you were like insanely crazy, you could actually follow along and learn from it. But yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. We're really going to do, I don't know about tomorrow, but maybe the day after we'll have like a good version. So this intro part that you'll see, we're going to keep, but then after that, when I actually start, we're just going to get rid of all of that and start over again, and it'll be a lot better. All right, so see you soon. And for those that are staying, you're crazy, but enjoy whatever it is you like about it. See you later. Bye. Hello, everyone. So I have something to admit. I have been obsessed with Cobol. So, like, I haven't been able to sleep well for the last few days because I've been thinking about it. I don't think this is a problem that a lot of people have, but this is me getting it out. So here's the thing. Let me tell you why I'm obsessed with COBOL. It's because COBOL is like the most unhinged programming language out there. Like, there's some programming languages like that are unhinged themselves, like the programming language itself, the syntax and everything. So you have things like brain fucked, right? Like brain fuck. I'm brain fucked, but the language is brain fuck. And like that's unhinged. And then you have like Funkaton, which is really, really cool. I really want to learn it. But yeah, that's unhinged. And then you have like languages where the community is a little bit unhinged. So you have like Rust, where it's like every problem is solved by Rust. Everything should be rewritten in Rust, and it's the best language that solves all problems. Or you have like Haskell programmers. I think I'm in this camp where it's like it's the most beautiful, concise language out there with the best features, um, but no one uses it, right? And so when you talk to these people, it's a little bit crazy, right? Like the ideas they have is like it's like watching the video when someone's like the earth is flat, prove me wrong. It's like really hard to communicate if you don't agree with their ideas because there's no way, there's nowhere to go. And then you have Cobol where it's everything. It's like you can't separate the man from the myth with Cobol. Like the language itself is crazy. The syntax, like you look at it and it's just so ugly. They're trying to make it like English words, but people can't write it because it's like so weird. And I don't know, maybe like one day it's like ugly things can become cute or like a really bad movie can become funny. Like maybe we can start to like Cobol that way. But also the community is crazy. Like it's really like walking into a cult or something like that. I've never walked into a cult before. Actually, I walked into a Scientology office once, and it really did feel that way. Like everyone's well dressed, everything's normal. Everybody, everyone's well dressed. Everyone's smiling. They're greeting you. We aren't crazy people. We're very nice. Look, we can speak English with you. And like, so if you type in like YouTube, learn COBOL programming or something like that, half of those videos, which are usually an hour long or something like that, they're actually trying to convince you that COBOL is cool and that mainframes are cool because, you kind of need mainframes to code COBOL. I didn't know that. And they say the craziest things like IBM will say, "Hey, let's our mainframes, we want to like run video games servers on them because they're the future." And like people who talk about COBOL, like I saw a professor say something like, um, don't just because like some languages are cool, sounds like when someone's like, "Oh, that woke, stuff," like doesn't mean you should use the cool languages because COBOL works. Why switch if something works? Well, maybe because other things work better. You can say like something's Turing complete, right? But like I think most of us would agree that COBOL is not the sort of like perfection of what computer languages are. Anyway, so that's pretty crazy for me. And then the news, like sort of like just the other stuff around COBOL, like there's going to be a COBOL programmer shortage. They're all dying out because no one learns COBOL in school, which I think is pretty much true. I haven't heard of like anyone going to like undergrad computer science and like, "Hey, we're going to learn computer science and we're going to be using COBOL to demonstrate it." Tell me if I'm wrong, put in the comments. Um, so so yeah, I believe that like people are not learning COBOL. I don't know if there's actually the truth that like there's going to be a shortage and that our banks will stop working, right? So they make it sound like it's a dire problem. But on the flip side, they say that like if you learn COBOL and learn some mainframe stuff, then you can get a good job, a well-paying job, and you don't really have to talk to people, which is appealing to me. Like I'm pretty social, but like for work, I don't need to talk to people. I'd be happy if you just like let me do my work and I can go home, or if I can work from home, even better. So, is it true or is it not true? And that's really what this is about. I want to create a series here where I will learn COBOL. I will learn a minimum of mainframe computing. I have no idea what that is. I know Unix, but mainframes I think are a little bit different. And see if we can get a job. I don't think I'll actually, well, I don't know if I'd take the job, but if we can get the job and offer, then we've won. Or I get so sick of COBOL that I'm cured of this obsession and we've, purged it from my system. So that's the idea here. I think what we'll do is in the beginning of each video, it's sort of like a journal. I'll give you a quick update on what's going on, what I've done. I don't think this is going to be like a short-term thing. I think it takes a while to learn mainframes and COBOL. So I'll give you a quick update, how I'm doing, what I did. And then for those of you that have ADHD, you can just like stop watching at that point and move on with your life. But those of you who have like who maybe want to do the same thing with me, I'm going to be actually doing all my learning online and capturing it in the video using only like online resources that are open source. So you can literally do it with me, and you can learn Cobol too, and we can both get jobs that pay really well, never have to talk to people. And so yeah, we write some shitty Cobol for a few hours a day. I think they basically need more maintaining than actual coding. So we probably just like look at some errors that show up or something like that. And that's the day, right? When the project manager asks us how long it's going to take, we're going to say 3 weeks, but it'll only take 3 hours. Anyway, the only problem here is if people learn about this video series, then the people hiring me would also learn about it. So we have to keep it quiet. All right, so I think that's my quick introduction to what this is all about, what's going on in my crazy head. And yeah, we'll switch now to actually starting to learn COBOL. All right, so the very first step is we're going to go to the openmainframeproject.org, and we'll have this link in the description. And this is a good starting point for us to. I think this project is also going to teach us the mainframe. It's going to teach us COBOL, and it's going to give us a link to actually have access to an IBM like VM or something like that, a logical something unit that we can like actually connect to a mainframe. So I tend to read stuff out loud, so let's see what this says. The COBOL programming course is an open source initiative that offers educational COBOL materials and hands-on experience with modern tooling. Great. There's a video. We're going to skip most of the stuff. We're going to basically be as lazy as we can be about stuff. Download, get started guide, get the code, join the list, chat on Slack. We don't need to chat yet. We're not lost. Okay, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier when I said that it's unhinged, because it's like, let's read this. It always starts off with marketing material because they're so insecure about what they're doing that they always have to convince you first. Most financial organizations, banks, insurance companies, retailers, and governments need systems that must flawlessly handle huge volumes of transactions every day. Mainframes have been quietly managing this process for decades as their reliability, availability, security, scalability, and performance cannot be matched. That's right, that's why Google uses Cobol. While these core systems run Java, Python, and other languages, part of these core systems is Cobol, a reliable, proven programming language that has helped run some of the most mission-critical services applications at the world's largest companies. There are estimates that 220 billion lines of COBOL are in use today, and recent events have showcased a continued need for developers skilled in this language. Let's bring managed democracy. The COBOL programming course educates those developers or students who would like to learn COBOL skills with Microsoft Visual Studio Code Editor, VS Code, and extensions. I don't like VS Code, but whatever. We will suffer for this. These training materials offer hands-on experience with real-life enterprise COBOL demos and an overview of the language. I hope we get more than an overview. I want to learn the language. So resources, COBOL programming course number 1, getting started. This takes us to GitHub. It looks like there's this mainframe project overall. Okay, I guess I don't need to know all this stuff. But what we care about is this COBOL programming course number 1, getting started. This project is a set of training materials and labs for a getting started level course on Cobol. Free and publicly available client tooling is used to interact with the mainframe environment, allowing participants to easily leverage these technologies after the course. How to get started. To begin, select a recent release of the course. Under a given release, you should see two assets: the Cobol Programming Course Number 1, Getting Started PDF asset contains the course instructions, and the source code asset contains everything that was in the project when the release was published. Okay? To complete the course, you will also need to do one of the following. Select a provider below and follow their registration process. Once complete, you should be given system details to use in the course. Okay? Upload the source code for the course, located in the labs folder, to your mainframe environment. If you run into any issues, please don't hesitate to reach out on our Slack channel. All right. Providers. So this is probably this link here. What? Yeah, it just goes down. These materials are being used by other organizations to provide Cobol training to the community. Neither this project nor Open Mainframe Project reviews, maintains, or endorses any one of these particular providers. If you are using these materials in your training materials, feel free to edit and issue a pull request to have it included. IBM has provided a free environment for completing this lab. It sounds, they make it sound like there's more than one choice, but there's just one. It's just IBM, right? So maybe we can click here. All right, so when we click on the IBM environment, we get sent to Open Mainframe Project Cobol Programming Course. To get your hands-on access to a mainframe and work on Cobol labs with VS Code, please register here. Powered by IBM Z Explorer. So I'm going to do this off camera. And now, after we create our account, we have to agree to stuff. Click on the challenge card to get started. This is a challenge card, I guess. There we go. All right, welcome to the IBM Z Explorer Learning Platform. We are happy to have you here and are excited that you will be joining our IBM Z community. If you are joining through a Cobol with VS Code course, don't worry, you have come to the right place. Let's get started by completing your first challenge. Don't worry, it's an easy one. We just want to get to know you a little bit so we can tailor your learning experience. What describes your role? I have no role. School, if you are a student or educator, I'm not. If you are not a student or educator, please fill in the company you're from. Just none. I'm not in a company. What's your email address? We'll answer that later off camera. What country do you live in? I am in France. How did you hear about this? Let's go YouTube. Reach out to me about, future career, right? Why not? Because that's why we're doing this challenge, for the big Cobol money. Oops, when I tried to submit, it wasn't happy about the school, so I selected none here. And now we will try to submit again. All right, looks like I've earned 20 points, which is really great. Thanks for answering a few questions. Just one last thing. The IBM Z Explore system is provided for learners to experience a wide range of tools, technologies, and practices related to the world of IBM Z through the IBM Z Explore challenges, including the Cobol programming courses. We understand and encourage the desire to experiment around the topics as you gain experience and confidence. However, we do not support the use of the system purely for carrying out external classes and or coursework. Is this external classes? I guess no, we're doing the course that's for this thing. The system monitors users for this kind of activity, and if detected, will result in the user profile being locked, Z system access revoked, and any user datasets removed. Any commercial use of this system is prohibited. All right, so this is very serious stuff. This is FBI protected. If you wish to coordinate IBM Z Explore activities with educational programs, please see our educator kit. You see, this is kind of like the whole thing though, right? Like they have to decide. It's like Japan. Did you ever hear like Japan's like aging out, so they want more immigrants to come in? But like it's incredibly hard to still join Japan because like even though they say they need immigrants, they don't actually make it any easier for immigrants to come in. IBM's like, we need more people to learn stuff, but you do one thing wrong and we'll ban you. It's like, this is not welcoming. I just got a point for reading their disclaimer for yelling at me. Done, you've completed your first challenge. That wasn't too bad, right? They probably, I'll stop. Now that you have answered a few questions about yourself, you are now ready to dive into IBM Z Explore Learning Platform to understand more about the fundamentals and concepts that make up the IBM Z mainframe. I hope you are as excited as we are. Let's get started. More like sort of like, this stuff is great. It's like learning JavaScript, and it's like, can you just believe how great JavaScript is? Aren't you so happy? Oh, I thought it said I heard 0. Awesome. All right, great. Month. What was that? All right, so we're here now. I don't really know where to go from here. Looks like we can do more stuff, or maybe we do this, but I think we're going to go back to this page here where we were looking at getting started, and it said get a release of the course, and there'll be 2 assets, the PDF and the source code. And then so we kind of did this, right? We did this part. We haven't uploaded the source code of for the course yet, but I assume that's part of. And the PDF is built using Pandoc. Yeah, we don't need to build the documentation, I don't think, if the releases has it. So here we go. Here's the latest release. And I guess this is the 4 courses, source code, da 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 da. So we will download this thing. All right, so we're going to download this getting started. We may as well download all of them actually. This zip file and this tar.gz. And then I think we should be able to open up course 1 over here. Why can't I copy and paste this? There we go. All right, so getting started here, it's 46 pages long. And I really don't think we'll go like do a whole lot all the time. Like each video, I'm not gonna be able to do 45 pages. I'd be lucky if I can do 5. So let's see how far we go. Cobol programming course is licensed. La la la. We don't care. This is probably very small on your screen, is it? But now it's hard to read. How's that? Maybe that. All right. One computer programming language was designed specifically for business, common business-oriented language, Cobol. Today, Cobol remains as relevant as ever. Just guys, stop with this already. I said, right? This is so true. Handling $3 trillion US money in commerce every day. This publication is aimed at beginners looking to build a working understanding of COBOL programming. It describes how to work with COBOL using modern tools, including Visual Studio Code with Zoe and Z Open Editor extensions. It describes how to write, test, execute, and debug COBOL programs. Perfect. So we have a few authors here: Michael Bauer, Ahmed Eid, Zibura Kathau, Mackenzie Manna, Paul Newton, Jonathan Sale, Hartanto Oreo Wijaya, and William Yates. All right, great. Thank you. And then we have several acknowledgments. Following people for participating in the residency to shape the content in this publication. All right, thank you, folks. Contents: VS Code with Zoe Explorer. So we'll have to learn this stuff, I guess. Then VS Code with Z Open Editor. I'm guessing you don't choose between these things. You use both. I'm not really sure what the difference is. Maybe Zoe Explorer is how to connect to the mainframe and stuff. Looks like it because it has credentials, and this is the actual language server protocol. VS Code with Code 4Z open source extension package. Zoe CLI and Zoe CLI plugins. Oh my god, we're not learning any Cobol yet? Holy crap. Oh my god. Okay. Zoe CLI and Zoe CLI plugins. Installation of VS Code and extensions. Wait, are we 39 pages in before we install VS Code? Installation of Zoe CLI and plugins. Oh god, I'm so scared. It's most when you learn a language, it's here's install it, and it's 3 lines. And then you write a hello world, and then they'll do a quick run through of the language, hey, you probably won't understand all of this, but we're going to give you a little tour of the language, and it's pretty easy to follow if you already know some stuff. We might read 40, 50 pages before we even write COBOL code. And they're wondering why there's a shortage of COBOL programmers. I think the key is actually after this is done, I'm going to make a course for learning COBOL, and it'll be easy. And then that's how I'll get rich. All right, so let's go. VS Code with Zoe Explorer. Zoe Explorer is an open source extension for VS Code that lets developers and system administrators interact with ZOS mainframes. ZOS is the operating system for these mainframes. I know that much. Yeah, they didn't explain it, but that's what it is. Introduction to Zoe Explorer, using Zoe Explorer, profiles, and summary. Introduction to Zoe Explorer. The Zoe Explorer extension modernizes the way developers and system administrators interact with the ZOS mainframes. Working with datasets and USS files from VS Code can be more convenient than using 3270 emulators. Oh my god. Why with all the jar? Dude, seriously, what the fuck? Okay, hold on. I gotta pause this so that I'm gonna make a cheat sheet here so that we can write down things we come across, and so that we can remember it later, because I feel like you're gonna throw a lot of stuff at us and we won't actually be able to remember later. Alright, so here we go. I've created a little file, and I'll put that in the description also. I had some descriptions before when I was looking around, so I just put those in there. This IBM operating system for mainframes. All right. And what did we run into here? USS files from VS Code. What is this? Unix system service file information attributes provide file path. All right, so we do that. USS file attributes. Okay, we don't need to copy this twice. USS Unix system. Oh, we do. Unix system services file information attributes provide file path. All right, we'll just leave it like that. From VS Coding, then using 3270 emulator. Terminal emulator that duplicates the function of an IBM 3270 mainframe computer terminal on a computer. All right. So it's like just like terminal, like running WESTerm or whatever you use. Goes TTY. Let's see. So the extension provides the following benefits: create, modify, rename, copy, and upload datasets directly to a ZOS machine mainframe. Copy, modify, rename, and upload USS files directly to a ZOS machine. Unix system service attribute files or something, right? Streamline process to access datasets, USS files, and jobs. We don't really know what jobs are. Easy interaction with multiple ZOS systems. So that means like connecting to different machines, I guess. The Zoe Explorer can be installed into VS Code by searching the extensions marketplace inside VS Code for Zoe Explorer and selecting install. To see more detailed instructions on installing this extension, refer to the installation of VS Code and extensions. All right, let's see if we'll kind of do like this whole lazy evaluation. We won't do things until we kind of need to. So we'll see when we have to install VS Code. All right, let's continue. Using Zoe Explorer. Zoe Explorer allows you to work with datasets, USS files, and jobs. They are repeating themselves. Zoe Explorer offers the following functions: datasets, search for datasets matching desired filters and view their contents, download, edit, and upload existing PDS members. What is a PDS member? What is PDS? Partitioned datasets. All right, let's just put that in there. Very user-friendly. Our DSD datasets. What the hell is a DSD dataset? We don't know what DSD dataset is. Direct access storage devices. Oh my goodness. Hard drive. You know, they could say hard drive or whatever. Oh Lord. My stars. Let's update this before somehow we lose it. Okay, partition dataset members. Okay, create and delete both datasets and dataset members. Interact with datasets from multiple systems simultaneously. Rename datasets, copy datasets, submit JCL. I think I put that one down before. Job control language. So somehow it defines what jobs are. USS files, view. Okay, we just really don't care. We really don't care. Why are you telling all this now? Profiles in Zoe Explorer. Profiles serve as a point of contact for Zoe Explorer and the mainframe. Profiles contain the URL for the API services that you want to connect to and your credentials. The main profile information that you need for Zoe Explorer is the ZOSMF connection. What is a ZOMF connection? Management facility. ZOS management facility provides the management function in a task-oriented web browser, so you can manage day-to-day operations. So it's like a web page for your mainframe. Oops, so sorry, that probably was loud. For managing, adminning your mainframe. If you have Zoe Explorer installed, you can follow the steps in this section and connect to the mainframe. Great, so we should probably get both of those things. Secure credentials. Zoe Explorer has a built-in secure credentials store. This enables you to encrypt the credentials that are stored in your machine and as a result, secure your connection to the machine. To enable this feature, follow these steps. All right, so let me pause. We will get VS Code. So, does it matter which version we get? I think they talked about something in the very beginning. La 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 la. Maybe not. All right, so let's get VS Code. We'll download it. Download for Windows. And I guess we will run it now. There's probably not too much to see here. Hold on. All right, so this thing downloaded VS Code into downloads. And then I will just run the currently running. Did it already start? Oh, it already started when I finished downloading, I guess. I will accept. We put it in the computer. It's installing. Welcome, darkness, my dear friend. Haven't used this in a while. Okay, so we launch it. And we want to find that extension. Where was the extension stuff? I never remember where it is. Views. Oh, God. Is it here? Check for updates. Video tutorials, documentation, run, go. No, these are not it. Extensions. And we wanted to get Zoe Explorer. All right, so let's install this one. Easy. All right, so we've installed it. And now let's go back to this view here so we can see the the browser better. Okay, here we go. Profiles serve as a point of contact. You can follow the instructions. That's where we are. To enable this feature, follow the steps. Click the gear icon at the bottom left. What? Gear icon? Here, let's look at the desktop again. Click the gear icon at the bottom left. Is this a gear icon? Click user settings extensions. Oh, this gear icon. And then what was it? Okay, gear icon. Select settings, user settings, extensions. Settings, extensions, and it was short-term memory, Zoe Explorer settings. Okay. Look for Zoe security credential key field. No, let's not do that. Where's credential key field? Here's around here. Let's see, what does it say exactly? Zoe security credential key. Zoe security. Oh, how do we go into TypeScript? Oh, it just scrolls up, I see. Look for Zoe security credential key field. Built-in security specifies service of either Zoe plugin when using the default blank represents no security. CLI, history, binary, C, classic, extended, templates, path, submission, jet poll, logger. Check for custom credential managers. Check for any installed VS Code extensions for handling credentials when activating Zoe Explorer. Allow credentials to be stored securely. Okay, I see nothing like what they're saying. Am I in the right place? User setting extensions, Zoe Explorer settings. User extensions, Zoe Explorer settings. It's not Zoe Explorer settings, but it's close enough. There's nothing else that looks like it. Type Zoe plugin in the text box. This will trigger the built-in secure credential store. Alternatively, to enable this feature by editing settings.json, hover over the gear icon and click copy settings as JSON. Then you can paste that to the settings JSON and update the value to Zoe plugin. All right. Well, I think this might screw us a little bit. Type Zoe plugin in the text box. Yeah, I guess there's nothing here, right? Nope. Nothing for securities. Nothing in here that tells us about... Oh, it does have getting started, though. Zoe documentation integrating, create a team configuration file, using profiles for the first time. It doesn't say anything about the plugin authentication. All right, well, we shall continue for now and see when we get into trouble. Okay. Maybe we'll have to do this part. creating a new profile, follow the steps. Navigate to the Zoe Explorer tree on the right and look for the plus sign. Zoe Explorer, that's not to the right, but datasets has a plus sign, Unix services, jobs. All right. Look for the plus sign. I guess in datasets. All right. Datasets plus. Click on the plus sign. A dialog will appear and ask you if you want to create a new connection to ZOS. All right. Defines us to define or select a profile to add to the Datasets Explorer. It doesn't say this. Enter a profile name in the connection name. Enter the URL and port you received by email when you registered for the Cobol course. What? How did I register for the Cobol course? Alright, I have no idea if maybe I need to just do a password reset and maybe that'll like give me the email, because I didn't see any email from the system. Alright, so it turns out I actually got an email and it says, let's read it. Thank you for registering for the IBM Z Explore Learning Platform. We are looking forward to helping you build your Z skills. Once you have logged into the system and gone through the short onboarding process, challenges will begin to unlock. The learning path, fundamentals. The first level to unlock is fundamentals. Challenges will unlock one at a time, starting with VSC1. What's VSC1? Is that a thing? What does this mean though? Alright, we'll find out when we get there. There are a total of 7 challenges within this level. Once you have completed all 7, the concepts level will unlock. Concepts. Within the concepts level, you will find 5 different challenges. These challenges do not need to be completed in a certain order like fundamentals. You will need to complete 2 of the 5 challenges in order to unlock the advanced challenges. Advanced challenges, you will find several challenges. More challenges will be continuously added to this level to encourage ongoing learning. Cobol courses, this is us. If you are joining the IBM Z Explorer through a Cobol with VS Code course, you should use the VSC1 challenge to acquire a user ID and password to the ZOS environment to work through your lab's exercises. You can also use any of the other available challenges to broaden your experience and skills. If you have any questions, be sure to post to the discussion forum and upvote questions that have already been posted. All right, well, I guess that explains it. We can't just continue with this. So this document should have told us you have to finish the VSC1 thing first. So where was that? That was the fundamentals and concepts exercise. Here's VSC1. I don't know why it's doing that. Earn your Credly Concepts badge. Complete all 7 challenges in fundamentals. Complete at least 2 challenges in concept. Okay, so we'll start with, I already said I wanted to do this. Alright, so there is a PDF in English. You advance this challenge. What is this? I don't know why this is blank. Oh, here is the little bar, right? And like, I guess this is the end, and I'm kind of supposed to walk down and follow this or something. Carefully follow the instructions in the PDF. When you have finished, make sure to mark this stage complete. Go to the bottom of this page and click the blue button, Challenge Complete, check my JCL submission. There we go, that's that button. Tip, make sure you have your IBM Z System username and password, which is what? These things? Ready to fill in your VS Code profile. I'm here because I need a username and password. You just told me in the mail to go here, VSC1. You should use the VSC1 challenge to acquire a user ID and password. Now I'm lost. Okay, was this it? You need to click the completion button at the end of each challenge to be able to move on. It looks like this. What does this mean? All right. Is this the PDF I'm supposed to read, or do I click on the PDF button? Well, let me click on the PDF button. It'll be a little easier to read. And now we are in something with 27 pages, just so that we can get a username and password. Where this is like basically the same stuff that maybe we just need to, well, we'll see. Here we go. Let's smile. Isn't Cobol great? I'm so glad we're learning this language. The challenge. We'll be connecting through Zoe Explorer plugin for VS Code. To get there, you'll need your very own user ID and password. Oh, maybe we'll get it and then we can leave. Plus a few pieces of supporting software. Fortunately, it's all very simple and shouldn't take much time at all. You can also use these instructions to help you get connected again if you have to switch computers or start all over again for any reason. You know, if you keep having to say it's easy, maybe there's a problem. Just make it easy and don't have to say it over and over. Like, I don't mind if a language is a little hard to learn, like Rust. Borrow checker was annoying, right? But it gives you something for it. I feel like all these things are just like they're shit because like the person who made it didn't spend any time like checking it or like sitting with people like, hey, I want to see you like create an account and like just start learning Cobol. Like, really? Is it that easy? And is it just me that can't figure this out? Before you begin, since this is the first technical challenge, all you need is about 45 minutes to get everything downloaded, installed, and ready to go. We're required test that you can connect to the ZOS server using your browser. All right, well, let me move this here. I don't think I need my email anymore. And what is all this stuff? This is all like garbage, right? I might need that. This is the stuff that, this is our original 46-page doc that we left. Yeah, I think this is good. All right, so let's click on this. This is French, don't worry about it. Continue. All right, so we connected to something and we got back JSON. I don't have a JSON printer. Oh, there we go. So it looks like we connected to a ZOS mainframe. That's pretty cool. It's not very pretty, but it's that's nice. Wait, I don't need this anymore either. There we go. Where did my, oh, it's back. I have to click back. This should have opened up in a new window. Because of our self-signed certificates, you should see something like this. All right, seriously, guys, can you buy like a certificate? This is okay. Don't worry. Or perhaps the target page will load directly. We did get something like this, and our OS version was newer. You will not be able to connect if you get a timeout. We did not, so we're good. You will need to request network firewall changes from your network provider or use a different network provider. All right, good. 12 minutes. Step 12, duration 45 minutes. Investment. They know we're in it for the money. This is an investment. Exactly. Load up on downloads. Here's the download lowdown. What is this? Download VS Code and other required software packages. For all downloads, you will probably be automatically directed to the correct version that you should get. Node.js. I was not ready to get Node.js. That's a little annoying. Do I really need Node.js? I don't think so. So let's try to skip it. Let's see what happens. Install Node.js. I just want to get my credentials. Install and run VS Code. We did that, right? Everybody start VS Code, not just you Mac or Linux users. Optional. Search too far for it next time. No, because everything else, you care about making everything easy. Why do I need to set up this software? Some people connect to Z systems to write applications. Other people connect to do support and upgrade. Since there are so many different roles in Z, we have many different methods of connecting and storing data. Most recently, Z professionals have started using VS Code. They just discovered VS Code, an extensible editor which supports a wide range of plugins as a way of providing this access. We will start out just using Zoe, but soon we will begin to using the terminal and even later on the DB2 developer plugin. Being able to focus on just the type of access you need keeps things fast and lightweight. Plus, you can use many of the features built right into VS Code without needing to go off and memorize a new set of commands and shortcuts for every different area of the platform. No, we have no more memory left because we've just memorized like 1,000 different what happened to my little, I've lost it, my little shortcuts for the abbreviations. Anyway, we'll get it back. Install the Open Editor. Click on the extensions. All right, I don't know that we even have to do this because the other one is going to tell us to do this too. Where's the part where we get, okay, profile. Don't tell me to put in my login. I'm going to kill you. Wait, can you say that in YouTube? You get in trouble for saying that? Yeah, looks like other people have. I'm fine. I'm literally not going to, when I said you, I'm talking about the application and it is not a sentient being. No lives are hurt. Where are we? All right. We click on there, the plus sign, we tried to do this. The info you need for setting up the profile for the connection to the mainframe server is detailed in the next step. Keep leading me on. VS Code prompt windows disappear if you switch between applications. This may be annoying if you're trying to copy and paste information from one window into it. You may want to line up your windows side by side. Thank you for the suggestion. All right, logging in, exclamation point. Select the team configuration file from the options provided. Some installations of Z Open Editor actually install a default team configuration with a profile called ZOSMF. You can use that instead of create a new team configuration. Just be sure to make the required edits. I want to see how I'm supposed to get the my login. You'll be prompted to choose global or project. Okay. Edit session, whatever. Where do I get my login? Host. Does everyone, do we not have a username? Your mainframe Z user ID. What is a What is a Z user ID? I'm sort of confused here, but let's do what it says and create. So datasets plus, right? Here we'll move this over. And I will try to switch to desktop mode here, and we'll make this a little bit smaller. So dataset, I clicked here, create a new team configuration file. All right, so now we have this file. What is this saying? Global in the Zoe home directory. I don't know. You will be prompted to choose either global or project for the location of the config file. Select global. Okay. We didn't get anything, right? Yeah, it didn't say anything. So let's just hope. You will now see an edit session open on a file called Zoe config.json. Yes. You will make a few changes to this file and then save to activate the team configuration. At the top of the file, you will see a section named ZOSMF. Yes. And another named TSO. Yes, we see that. These need modified to enable connection. These need to be modified. Seriously, guys? Really? In the ZOSMF section, set the value of the port property to... Alright, so we'll go port, and it's 10443. Okay. In the TSO section, set the value of the account property to FB3. Account. Oh, sorry. Set the value of the account property, this thing. Alright. Now scroll down to near the bottom of the file. You should see the following base section. Yeah, here, global base, is that? No, base. What the heck? Well, that's type base. Type base. So instead of saying global base, R says global base instead of base, but maybe it'll be fine. The IBM Z Explorer server is available at this IP address. So we put that in the host. The server supports secured connection via SSL TLS certificates, but the certificate is self-signed and will normally be rejected by Zoe. Set the reject unauthorized flag to false. What could go wrong? Certs aren't important. Once the edits are complete, make sure to save the file. Alright. So we've saved the file. Mac users. We're not in Mac, but I'm kind of, what is this trying to say? The secure subsection indicates that user, your mainframe ZID and password will be stored securely. That's this one, right. On a Mac OS system, the first time VS Code saves user IDs and passwords, you might see a pop-up like this. The password requested is your Mac OS user password, not the mainframe one. Right. Okay, I get it. Setting your filters is a good way. Oh, so now your ZID, these are just examples. Get used to typing your own Z user ID. You'll be using it a lot throughout these challenges. But I don't think that my login for this site is my Z user ID, is it? Let's try it. Let's continue a little bit longer. Mouse over the new connection you created under datasets. This one? Yeah. And click the magnifying glass next to it. Enter the username for this connection. Okay. Type your Z user ID. Z followed by, I definitely don't have a Z followed by 5 numbers. So let's see if maybe we got email with it after we queried. That makes no sense, right? All right. So you guys have my password now. How did this happen, by the way? I will have to reset my password and then you won't have it anymore. But for now, since you already have it, let's go ahead and try to use it. My username was... here it is. And now I put in my password here. This will set the filter to use your datasets, which is a good way to check for connectivity. Press and access. Press the enter key. I did press the enter key. I don't see my name here though. Use the search button to display datasets. Oh, now I can put my ID in here? Is that the idea? You must send an HTTP. Oh, why did it do the S again? Maybe that's just how it is. Let's see, continue. You'll probably have a README dataset. You can open this window. Well, I don't have that. I don't have a problem here. Retrieving, what is this saying? Failed to send an HTTP request. Was that in here? But it has a green here. Oh, it does. That's my user ID, right? Yeah, that's my user ID. So maybe we're connected. Yeah, I don't know why. You must enter a pattern. Like what, but what pattern am I looking for? Enter to confirm. This just seems like a really bad error message. If you get an error about invalid credentials, see a red circle next to your name. It is possible you typed your username or password wrong. Simply right-click the profile you created and select update profile. Where's my profile? Update profile. I need something here under this that will show me. Oh, so it does fail trying to update. That's interesting. So that's not good, right? Dataset add. Let's. This is correct. This is correct. TSO FB3. I didn't change this. This keeps getting changed for some reason. When does it change? Maybe when I save? Let's see. Save. No, it looks correct now. Let's close this then. And then we'll open this. No data sets found. And then I could type in my username. Maybe. Oh, look at that. So what did I change? Somehow that S kept showing up in my host name. Was I typing S somehow? Anyway, we fixed that. And that's not happening anymore. And now we have this thing. So what was it saying? La 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 la. You will probably have a readme. You can open this with the editor. All right. Oh. Is this the readme? What just happened? This is still good. Well, I guess it's good news that it can see this, right? Maybe. Well, we got closer. So let's assume it's something else. Don't be surprised by it later disappearing from your dataset's view. Okay. Connection problems. I guess we don't need to do that. So we can right click on me and then do update profile. Where's that? See a red circle is possible. You typed simply right click on the profile you created in Z-Explore. Z-Explore, for example. Open, pull, submit, show attributes, copy, copy name, migrate, edit dataset. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. Delete, right click on it and select delete profile. So this doesn't have, like, you see this has like a little caret next to it so that you can, but somehow it's not doing that. It's almost like maybe this is that global thing that I had a problem with before. Anyway, let's see if we can continue. Click the plus next to the USS and select the connection profile you created in step 7. Step 7 was that one, right? I guess. Did I just like totally miss something? Anyway, USS, here it is. Then we click plus, and then select the connection profile you created in step 7. Repeat the step for jobs. But I don't have it. Do you think I should just change this to base? Oh, God. Maybe none of this matters. Oh, I think it does matter, though. All right, so where does it say base? Base, type base, properties. So if this were just base, type base, properties, we have this, reject, false, right? Because they wanted us to change it to false. Secure password, yeah. Click save. So let's do save again. What's this? Unsaved file. You have not opened a folder. File, save. All right, now it says base. And where did my Zoe stuff go? Here we go. Invalid credentials. Please ensure username. Okay. Username. Let's try again. Password. Damn it. So I guess I should probably go and edit the configuration file again and make this global base. I don't know why that is causing the problem. And now let's close this. Let's close that. How do we search, issue, paste, filter, manage profile? Oh, that's the manage profile. Yeah. And now we try to connect. We did. It connected. So now it's working, but it's just bad because when I do this, I don't know how to get this guy to use the same profile. I think this must be the problem. Use the search button to list USS files. It doesn't have the connection here, so that means it's like asleep. Search. Oh, wait. Does that mean it's connected now? New filter. So can I do the same thing here? It just turns it on? No. So how did I do that? And what happened? Should I actually see anything? Select the connection profile. You should have connection profiles in all 3 main areas. Not here. Search. And maybe I type in my user ID. Search. Type in my user ID. It's failed. You must enter a path. Let's try it here. search. Let me type in my ID. So it's connected, but we don't see me. No selection made. It looks like, yeah, it looks like. Anyway, see what you unlocked. Not much. Navigating to VSC JCL. This is the job control language. You can tell like I'm falling apart here. We're almost at the end of this document, so maybe that's good. The dataset section lists all of the datasets and members which are available under your filter. Edit the filter to include this. Okay. How do I do that? So I go to datasets. Maybe. Search datasets. Maybe I have to click on this button. Like this. Edit the filter to, yeah, so this is a new filter. What? Editor could not be opened due to an unexpected error. How come here it looks like this and it's not this? I'm confused. To include ZXP public. So maybe I just type what they have there, which is create a new filter. Comma ZXP. Maybe we do this. Oh shit. Something happened. Find the data set labeled ZXP. Oh my god, there's a lot. Public JCL. This is public JCL. And open up the twisty triangle next to it. This thing, huh? Within there, look for a member called CHKVSC. All right, we found it. Once you find, right-click on it and select Submit Job. Job submitted. You should see, oh, after a few moments, go back to this page. Yeah, it doesn't say anything, so let's go back here. Let's make sure we read the rest of it. Right-click on it, submit job. When you go back to, you should see that the challenge has been marked completed. If not, make sure you click the button. All right, so there was a button here, right? Yeah, this was this one. Challenge complete. Check my thing. So that didn't complete it. Let's try clicking it again. Oh, now it has my ID here. Right. I submitted the job. Challenge complete. Check my JCL submission. Done. Double check. All right, well, let's double check. You've just earned 5 points. Okay, it didn't really say like you did it right. I don't feel soft and fuzzy that like I know what I just did. So this page is like this page. It's time to celebrate, move on. You got connected to a real live Z system with your very own user ID and password. Then set your Zoe data filter, navigated through some data sets to find a specific member, and then submitted some JCL. As you might imagine, there's a bigger story about what's actually going on here. For now, just feel proud of a job well done. It's one thing to follow steps, it's another to understand. In the next 2 challenges, we'll get to the bottom of exactly what these data sets and members are, plus dive a bit deeper into JCL. You're making great progress. Let's keep it all going. Oh wow, so like they're gonna always show my ID every time I do this. That's gonna be a little bit of a problem because then you guys will always see my ID, right? Oh, here's my little thing. Let us edit this and do like Z explore tips. Need to check email after you create an account. It will have info about doing the VSC1 course to get your credentials. If you don't see your credentials in the page, in the course page, then go click on, what is it called? Reset. It's called like reset or something like that. ZOS password reset. Yeah. All right. Then go back to the reset password challenge and it will show you your password, your credentials. That is pretty crazy. I'm not even sure if that's understandable. You have to actually do the reset and then try to start the reset again. Or maybe you can just go back to the reload the VSC1 course and you'll probably see your stuff. All right. So we're kind of done with this. Which means that I guess we would have to go to files next. Let's see if I reload. What does this say? Yeah, so now it looks like we're up to files and these other things. But I don't think we actually need to do this in order to... What the heck? I'm tied with 22,265 other people. My ranking is 5,495. There are 5,000 people. So basically, there are 22,000 people that sort of got stuck or that stopped right here. They're like, I'm done. I'm not going to do any more. So really, if I get one more point, I'm going to be like above all of these people. All right, we're going to have to think about that because I do want to be higher up on this list. All right, so where are we here? God, this feels like ages ago now. Built-in secure store encrypted gear icon. Look for Zoe security credential field plugin. Create new profile. Did I sort of do this? Yeah, I think I sort of did this. Create a new connection. Press enter or click on that selection. Right, this plus sign, we did that. Plus sign, create a new connection. Press enter or click on that selection. Profile name. Did we give it a profile name? I don't know. Enter the URL and port you received by email. Yeah, this is a lie. You have to do the VSC1 course at IBM to actually get there. Yeah, this was not true. Password for the connection. Base path for your API mediation layer instance. For this course, please leave it empty and press enter. Enter the protocol used for a connection. For this course, please leave HTTP. So update credentials, edit profile. Did we have HTTP? No. I'm sort of confused. Type SSH. So where does it say? I'm worried that like it shouldn't be SSH here. SSH. Protocol used for connection. This worries me. Enter the encoding used, Editing profiles. Yeah, we know how to do that. Update profile. So how come in their version here it has like questions here? Manage profile, there's nothing that... Yeah, I don't have anything that's like change the authentication method. What is this? Oh, that doesn't sound good. Well, I guess we can ignore this. Deleting profiles. I guess if we try to do a new one, like what would happen? So we do here, we do create a new profile. No, that doesn't sound good because then it'll screw up this one. All right, let's just continue then. So what are we doing here? Editing profiles, we already looked at this, and then we did delete profile. I don't want to delete a profile. Zoe Explorer tree. Right click on the profile and select delete profile. Oops. In this section, you have learned the basic features of the Zoe Explorer extension and how to create and work with Zoe compatible ZOS MF profiles. What was the ZOS MF? Management Facility Provider System. Was that management facility? Management facility. Profiles. Okay. Chapter 2. All right, I'm going to take a break here. Don't know if I'm going to split the video up at this point, but I'm going to take a break here. We sort of did pretty good. We sort of made good progress. I expected this to be really painful, and it has proven to be painful. So, there you go. All this is good though, remember, because we're going to be one of the few people that actually learn Cobol and mainframe because we're sticking to this pain and we're going to get paid the big Cobol money. So, yeah, stick around and we'll continue just briefly. Yeah, that wasn't good. Paragraphs, sentences. All right, we'll just copy all of this. Paragraphs are a subdivision. It is either user-defined or predefined name followed by a period and consists of 0 or more sentences or entries. All right, cool. Code structure. Code blocks. I don't know what to call these things. All right. At line 64 of our file, we get a set of perform statements. Let's go to 64. Procedure, perform. So we get a bunch of perform statements. Right click and select go to definition. All right, 65 is probably 68 because so far we've been kind of like 8. Go to definition is F12, so that seems kind of useful. F12, here it is, read record. So perform read record, and here's read record. And I guess like perform write record, you can see already here it's like highlighting it. And when I press F12, it takes me there. So anyway, we'll go to read record. The editor navigates, and you can also do F12. Okay, great. So they tell us that. Go to references does the reverse of this operation, allows you to navigate from the definition of a paragraph or variable to all the places within the application that reference that paragraph or variable. To demonstrate this, navigate to 82, line 82. This is the read record line. And right click, select go to references or shift F12. All right, let's do shift F12. Shift F12. And we see 3 places where, well, 2 places where this is done. One is here, and the other one is, where's the other one? Perform read record. Oh, it's I see. This is kind of like a little drop down. So the first one is on line 68, and the other one is on line 76. Okay. 68 and 76. Makes sense. Code completion isn't exactly a new concept of most IDEs. For example, Eclipse Editor had provided auto-completion for Java for a long time. The same key combination, control space, triggers this auto-completion function. As you are typing a Cobol reserved word, you can type Control Space, and the IBM Z Open Editor will present in a pop-up a list of possible COBOL reserved words that you might be trying to use. Using the cursor keys or the mouse allows you to select the correct recommended keyword and press enter to select it, and the rest of the reserved word will be entered for you, aka auto-completed. Alright, let's try that. But it already brought it up for me. So Control Space doesn't really do anything special here. And then I type this and it finishes it. Alright, I don't really know how to use that then. Yeah, it sort of does it automatically. I didn't type anything. I just typed in the characters and it did it. So maybe we ignore this. Variable completion. The same technique can be applied to variable completion. Excuse me. This can be particularly useful when you are referencing a variable that exists multiple times within different structures. In these cases, auto-completion can help you identify the variable you want to use. As an example, create a new line within the write record paragraph. On the new line, enter the code move account-BA and then press Control Space to invoke auto-completion. Okay, so let's do that. Write record, and we want to do move account-BA. Move account-BA. Yeah, I didn't have to type anything, it just had this. And it shows me the different account balances, I guess, and where they're from. Looks like there's 2. Figure 7. Yeah, we don't see that. We see, okay, so there should be, yeah, we see all of those. Account BA. So let's just continue. Account hyphen BA. Oh, then it stopped. Now I do Control Space. Didn't work. What am I doing wrong? Oh, it's ACCT balance. Oh, they just wanted this. Yeah, and that's what we see. We see the same. Oh, your guys aren't seeing that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm getting really bad at like turning these things on or off. Move account BA, and then we see what they said. We can just kind of select which one we want. And that is the same as this. You can see that not only is the variable account balance prompted as a potential candidate, but it also presents account balance in account fields. Alright, so there's other stuff. That's fine. Refactoring code. Renaming variables. Yeah, we get it. That's fine. Handling errors. The editor plugin also provides a level of syntax checking for local source code. Yeah, so it'll tell us some problems. Now we introduce an error after line 87, add this. Okay, so let me get rid of this. 87 is 1, 2, 3, so we just put it here. And we move it up to here. So there is no such thing as no. And also, this should be not here. This should be like here. All right. Note that this line incorrectly. Oh, sorry, I did it again. Here we go. I just put this line. This was 87. I just added 3 and it said put it in afterwards. So I copied it here and I lined it up. And you can see that here it says unable to resolve reference. So that was sort of the problem. Note that this line incorrectly identifies the second variable, which does not exist. Once entering that line, you will notice that the invalid variable has been underlined. Yes. Yes. It can now be corrected. As soon as the error has been rectified, the problem disappears from view. Well, yeah, I mean, that sort of makes sense, right? Let's move, do forgive me for being so bad at these windows. Maybe these are just spaces. And then here we go. Put a dot, and now the error is gone. Anyway, we will get rid of that because I'm guessing that isn't needed. In this chapter, you've been, whoops. In this chapter, you've been able to go through some of the editing features. Yep. No, but I want to like submit the code and actually run it. Are we going to do that here? VS Code with Code4Z open source extension package. All right, let's see what this is about. I think I have to go soon, so I might have to pause this for a bit. All right, I have 15 more minutes, so let's see, how big is this? We're halfway through. I think we can cut this part, by the way. CLI plugins, CLI. Yeah, this would be good to check out. All right, so let's let's cut that and continue. Here, number 3. All right, so we're at number 3, VS Code with Code4Z open source extension package. This section introduces the Code4Z extension package, in particular the Cobol language support extension. What is it and other things? It's an all-in-one open source mainframe extension package for Visual Studio Code. Wasn't that what Zoe was? The Code4Z package contains extensions that provide language support for Cobol. Wasn't that what the LSP was? And high-level assembler language, a debugger for Cobol programs, as well as tools that enable developers to access mainframe datasets and CA Endeavor code repositories using the Visual Studio Code interface. This guide focuses on the Cobol language support extension. The Zoe Explorer extension is also included in the Code4Z package. Well, so we didn't need to get it, right? Syntax stuff. You know, like this feels like it's doing the same thing we already have. So I'm going to ignore this. You learned about Code4Z. Okay, good. That was fast. That's really good. I think, all right. So now we're in the Zoe CLI and Zoe CLI plugins. In this chapter, we'll explain what a CLI is and why you would use it, how to use the Zoe CLI interactively, how to abstract CLI commands into useful scripts, and how Zoe CLI enables the use of familiar open source tooling while developing COBOL applications on the mainframe. All right, so what is it and why should you use it? CLI stands for Command Line Interface. It's a program that allows for user interaction through text-based input. Yeah, so you're just typing stuff, right? We don't need to. You can. I'm like, we know what CLIs are. What is Zoe CLI? It's a CLI for the mainframe. So yeah, like other places like Google Cloud Platform and AWS have their own CLIs, which let you type in commands to do things. So that's what this is. Zoe CLI interactive use can be leveraged for quick exploration of ZOS services as well as issuing commands that are not yet available in your IDE of choice. Before developing automation, it is common to first accomplish a commonly repeated task from the CLI interactively. How do we install it? Okay, so I don't have Node and all of that installed, so we're going to have to, at least I don't think so. So I think we'll have to come back to 431. I think there's a section here where they tell you how to install VS Code extensions, Node.js. So terminal. Let's try running terminal. And what? Node minus V. Oh, do we have Node? If it shows a version less than 8, no, we're good then, right? And what about npm? Like, I don't have. Do I have npm also? Oh. I usually don't use Windows. I usually am on Linux. Oh, you guys don't see this. I ran here, node minus v, and it is 16, and npm is 8. So, looks like we are fine. You know, maybe I'll just stick with the desktop because I'm like just screwing up, switching back and forth. I thought like it'll be harder for you to see this way, but at least you'll see. Right? Because otherwise I'll just keep screwing up. Anyway, so maybe I have npm and then I have also Node. So let's just try using it. All right. So run npm install this stuff. I don't think it needs the period, right? npm's like Python, is that right? I don't even know, and it's not like the tools I usually use. Uh-oh. 5 vulnerabilities, 4 high. Well, we got a mainframe going, right? So we should be fine. Major version of npm available. Oh crap, should I update? Oh man. Well, let's just try. See what happens. Well, how do we run it now? You can simply open a terminal and issue Zoe. This loaded all the packages, but we don't know, like, okay, so where did it put it? Zoe's not found. Hmm. Does it have tab completion? We don't know where it put it though. Alright, so let us update the npm just in case that was it. It'll do this quickly, I hope. And then we can oh, did it tell? Yeah, npm install this. How do you copy? Maybe we can do it in like stages? No. Um, node minus version, nvm ls. Alright, node minus version told us it was 16. But we don't have nvm. I really should just be running this on Linux, huh? I guess we just go to download node. Install node using, I don't know what fnv is. Let's just install it. And I'm guessing that I'm guessing that npm comes with node. I hope we don't need that. I would be saying kind of like other things, but after all this time, I'm feeling so dead. Alright, so we're finished installing Node. Let's run terminal again to restart and see if it's updated our version. Yes, npm minus version. And is that the same version? I don't think so. I think we were at 8 before. So, where were we? Wait, how did we lose? How do we lose what we were doing? We have to find it again. Code completion, reservoir, we did all this, renaming variables, handling errors, summary. Yeah, oh, right. I just totally forgot where I was. We did all this. We're trying to get the CLI installed. And then we had to run like something to install it. Where's the npm command? Here it is. Let's do it again. If it doesn't work with npm, then I guess we have to try this like alternate installation method. Installation Zoe, CLI, and plugins. How are you guys enjoying Cobol so far? Alright, so it added packages, and now if I type in Zoe, something happened. Credential manager factory. Deprecating. Failed to override the credential manager with one provided by la la la. You attempted to override credential manager setting a plugin that is not installed or loadable. Alright, maybe that's to be expected. It's probably hard for you to read. Let's try to just make it bigger. Maybe that's good enough. A little bit more. Alright. In the example above, multiple extensions are installed. Where does it show you that? I don't understand that. The structure of command is Zoe group action object. Zoe group action object, okay? Followed by various parameters and options. For example, Zoe files list dataset hlq.star. This command will list datasets matching the pattern of hlq.star. You can append -h to any command to find out more information. Frequently referring to the help can be difficult and time-consuming, so if your environment has access to a web browser, simply append help web to any command to launch interactive web help. Can I do that at the top level? What's it called? Help web. Generating web help. Whoa. Hey. And it's in my local directory because it launched Node. Wow. Fancy. Yeah, that's what we saw. Alright, so now we're going to have to basically set up our profile. So that'll be our next job here. Alright, let's continue. We're in Zoe profiles. Zoe client. Oh, sorry, I was dying before. And now I took another break. And now I'm back to full Cobol energy for big Cobol money. So let's keep going. Zoe client technology like Zoe CLI and Zoe Explorer VS Code extension store connection information and files commonly known as profiles. This provides convenience as after profiles for services are created, users do not have to constantly provide this information. It's a config file. For the secure storage of credentials, there is the Secure Credential Store plugin, which is discussed more in a later section titled Installation of Zoe CLI and Plugins. The Secure Credential Store provides a means to store creds. Now we're like speaking in leet talk in the operating system Secure Credential Vault. When creating profiles, you might also specify the prompt keyword to be prompted for your username and password, so they will be masked on the command line. Figure 3 shows a sample command to create a ZOSMF profile. This will eliminate the need to provide these details on future commands. So they're typing learn Cobol host da 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 da. Are we gonna do that now? Oh, we're Ahmed now. I feel like this is a waste to read if we're not going to type anything. So we're on page like 36 or something like that. Let's go and get the plugins. VS Code, extension, Zoe Explorer. So where's the CLI? Codes 4Z. Oh, here we go. Prerequisite Node.js. Install Zoe CLI. All right, we did this. We did that. We also highly recommend installing the Secure Credential Store plugin before using the CLI. Whoops. The Secure Credential Store plugin for Zoe CLI lets you store your credentials securely in the default credential manager in your computer's operating system. If running Linux, we're not doing that. To install the plugin, issue the following command. All right. Zoe install space this stuff. All right. Plugins within the CLI framework can legitimately gain control of the Zoe CLI application during execution of every command. Install third-party plugins at your own risk. Okay, I don't know what risk. It's like warning me, but like I have no idea what else I'm supposed to do. This is not good, right? This is a failure. All right, so where did we go wrong? Oh, why does it look all weird now? I guess because I'm copying from a PDF. All right, let's fix this then. Zoe secure credential. I could have just typed this faster. Sometimes copy and pasting does not save you time. Oops. V1 LTS. Let's go. Installed plugin. Validation results. Plugin was successfully validated. Enjoy the plugin. You see, I don't know, maybe we all turn crazy like at the end. This is sort of the what is it? Indoctrination period where like they first break you down. Like they put all of these issues in the docs to make you go a little bit crazy, and now we're like susceptible, right? So we're like, we need some validation. We're feeling really bad and vulnerable, and now it's like, enjoy the plugin, and you're like, oh, thank you. I like these guys. These guys are great. This is easy finally. Anyway, user profiles which contain connection information created after it will automatically be stored. To securely store credentials in existing user profiles, I don't think I have an existing profile. Maybe? Should we just try typing it and see what happens? There are no profiles to update. Well, hopefully that didn't hurt. And I think all of this, CLI plugins. I'm not sure that I need any of these yet. And then there's some bundles so that we don't have to do each one. Anyway, let's go back. What were we at? 34 or something like that? Yeah. Let's try it out. Zoe, oh my god, Zoe profiles create ZOSMF learn Cobol. I guess that's the name. That seems kind of lame. host. Let's see what our host name was here. That would all be in the status thing, right? So let's go back to Zoe Explorer. Then we click on this and we do manage profile, update, edit profile. Here we go. This was it. So the IP address, there was no name here, right? Yeah, there's no name, so I don't know what to copy there. But the IP address is here. So let's copy that. And we put it here. There's the host, I'm guessing. Port, that's the right port. I remember it from before. Port 10443. It's the SSH port with 10 in front. This reject, like the, I think this is the certificate thing. User prompt. This means they'll prompt us for the username and password, right? Prompt. OW. I wonder what OW is. Yeah, what's our profile name here? There's just no name here. Maybe it's ZOSMF. I'm a little worried that I'm using it wrong. But they don't tell us anywhere to actually... Yeah, now they're telling us what to do, but they don't actually tell us. Yeah, that's too bad they don't tell us, like, what to put in these parameters. Hold on, I got an important message. Nope, not important. Alright, so we will just, we'll just use this, what we have here, and see what it says. Learn Cobol. What is it saying? I hope you guys can see this. Maybe we can zoom in or something. Deprecation, we ignore all of these. User description, mainframe username, which can be the same as your TSO login. What's TSO? I don't know. But anyway, we'll put in our username here. What? Oh, we're not seeing it. Let's do that again. Syntax error, no, but all right, let's try again. So if I type it, oh, the star means don't show, right? And I bet if I get rid of this, we'll show it. Huh? Profile created successfully. Oops. Yikes. Oh, it created something called learn cobol.yaml. .cowe profiles. So let's see. .zoe profiles. And where was it? In here? Where did it say? Oh, profiles, yeah. Learn Cobol. And we can drop this in here somewhere. Do you want, yeah, open it. Alright, user managed by, okay. Do you think that's good enough? I guess we'll see. What does this mean? Alright, so we created the profile. But here it wanted us to, like, I feel kind of bad. Like, maybe I should put in the prompt. Yeah, let me rename this to, like, old. That way we can create a new one, I think. And we will use the special prompt. Now we'll type the username. Z61079. 61079. All right. Now the password. YET41 Inc. All right, so it created this. Let's see what this one looks like now. All right, it said still managed, but maybe it's stored there now. All right, I guess we can continue now. Reject unauthorized false. Yes, that's what it was. Zoe CLI provides a significant suite of ZOS dataset interaction functionality. See the following figure details on available actions and sample list command. Figures 4. Groups. Zoe files list DS. Sample Zoe list DS command. Well, whoops. God, stop it. We probably want to put our username in there. Zoe files list DS Z. One day I'm going to memorize my username. Dot star. Hey, we actually connected. There's a README file. So we literally, our password worked. Because there's no way this thing would have known about that. Holy crap. No, really, that was indoctrination. Like right now I'm feeling good. I'm like, Cobol just fucking rocks. This is amazing. How did I ever survive without Cobol? Oh my god. All right. I will spare you guys that Discord alert. Some of you will go crazy. All right. Less crazy. Zoe CLI provides a significant suite of ZOS jobs interaction functionality. See the following figures for details on available actions and a sample job submission command. Workspace. Zoe job submit DS. But I don't have this. Yeah, I don't have this this job JCL. So oh, you know, like if we're in the same directory, probably we can submit this, right? Where was that? That was in my Cobol directory. Under Cobol programming course. And that was in, was that in here? Yeah, Cobol programming course 2. No, not 1, 2. And then it was in labs. JCL maybe? And then it said, oh, I don't know. Well, we can try to submit this one, right? At least we have something. Let's see. Zoe job submit DS. Oh god, what's my number? You guys probably know it and I don't. 61079. Let's just try copying this. I don't think it would work, but let's just see what happens. Wait for output. data set not found. Right, that makes sense. It can't find this file, so let's put in my other one, which is, oops. Should I just put in, maybe I just put in the name of that file, which is CBL0001J. Right? Is that it? Yep. 000. Only 3 zeros. Oh, that loaded. But 400, what does that mean? It looked like it found this. Oh, maybe it didn't. Let's see. Command error, rest error deprecation, API, deprecate 400 so maybe it didn't find it. What did the previous error say? Dataset not found, command error, dataset not found. So it didn't find this either. Alright, so even though they told us about this, we don't really know how to submit jobs. Let's see. Submit jobs, submit DS. What does DS mean? Submit jobs, dataset. Contained in a dataset. Oh, local file. Job contained in a local file. So maybe we need to do submit local file. And what was this other thing? Submit local file, and then we give it the name of it. Hey, it's doing something. JCL error. Status output. Return code, JCL error. Alright, maybe the job is actually, whoops, in CBL. Like, because we submitted a job that was that CB whatever 1001 thing. So let's try doing that. That is CBL0001. CBL0001. We just get rid of the J, and we add Cobol, and we run this. Hey! Submit input data does not start with a slash. Alright, guys, like, obviously something's not right, but I think we're talking to the server, and that's good. We just don't know how to use this CLI thing, and I don't know why they're, like, teaching us this stuff when, like, literally we can't do any of it. That's, like, kind of annoying, right? Anyway. Running commands interactively is a great way to learn the capabilities of the Zoe CLI. However, creating custom automation for your commonly repeated tasks and making use of valuable development tooling is where significant value lies. Alright, I really not sure what they're trying to say here. I think maybe this is all just like over my head. Like I can tell it's not really that important. Automated job submission. Let's investigate automating submitting a job and verifying the return code is 0. Of course, we could also parse the spool output for spool. They didn't tell us anything about spool output for specific messages of interest, but we will keep it simple for now. For this sample, we will leverage Node.js to develop a new automation suite. Right, because we've learned so much about CLI already. To start, I will create I will create a package.json file to make it easy for others to manage and install the project. It will contain the list of dependencies for my project as well as automation tasks I will develop. A quick way to create a JSON package.json is to issue npm init and answer the prompts. Once created, I will add a submit job task. You can add whatever automation you want here. My final package.json is shown in the next figure. You can learn more about JSON packages here. All right, this is like nothing special other than, yeah. Then I will create, like, should we do this? Like, I feel like this is like, we can come back here once we actually want to. Automation just sounds like next level, you know? I'm happy if I can actually submit some code. Like, what I really wish is they would have just shown us, like, the bare minimum for the editor to write a program and forget, like, everything else. And then, like, show us how to connect and, like, write a hello world, you know? But instead, we're learning about automated job submission and, like, looking at spools and stuff like this. So I'm just not going to care. Yeah, of course. Let's learn about other programming languages now and continuous integration. Let's just skim through this. Another good example of automating tasks using Zoe CLI is when you want to integrate other programming languages into your Cobol development. Similar to 341, you can use other languages such as TypeScript to write Cobol program generator. So basically it's saying like, hey, you can like cross-compile TypeScript to Cobol, or like basically translate TypeScript to Cobol. The figure below is a representation of that one-click automated process where several tasks are executed, such as creating your Cobol program, uploading it in the mainframe, compiling it, and running your JCL to test it. Oh, I see. So you use TypeScript to basically help automate like all of these different parts. Right, but they're not generating Cobol code per se. They're just like running shell commands and stuff like that. Yeah, Zoe job submit local file, and then it gave this thing and whatever. All right. You can then level up this process by creating a continuous integration, continuous deployment pipeline. It is a way of building, testing, and deploying your application, and you can do the same with your Cobol development. The figure below shows the pipeline for the same automated task that we did earlier. All right. Is this from like our node server? Anyway, if you're looking for example on how to use Zoe Explorer and CLI with DB2, read this blog. God, I hope we can remember these things. Yeah, we should be able to. The world of modern open sourcing tooling. We have only scratched the surface of using modern tools and languages for mainframe development and incorporating mainframe applications into enterprise DevOps pipelines. As a bridge tool, the Zoe CLI enables the use of a plethora of tools being developed by an enormous community for mainframe development. If you are new to mainframe, hopefully this offers some familiarity as you transition into this space. Oh my God, you're transitioning into the space. It's like you're coming and don't you ever go back. It's kind of crazy. Hold on. I think we're all, yeah, we're done. So let's see. Where I lost myself. Additional, we've only scratched the surface, transition into space. If you are an experienced mainframer, hopefully you find time to give some of these available technologies a try to see if they can help you. All right. As both a user and programmatic interface, command line interfaces offer significant value in simplifying complex, repeatable processes into single tasks. All right, like we get it. We know what CLIs are. We did this. We installed Java. Like this could have all been in the front, you know, like get Java installed, get VS Code installed, get like all of these things installed, and then you would have been set. But instead, it's like they teach you and then they tell you to install the stuff. It just is weird. And then why are we getting code for Z when like, if it was an all-in-one, then why didn't we just start with it? Wow, I'm so whiny right now. In this chapter, you have been introduced to VS Code. Yep, great. We did this. And we did not install all the other plugins. We'll see if we need them. And we're done. Oh my God. Course 1 is done. I think we can say that we do have a functioning username and password, a ZID, a Z user ID, I think it was called. And I think we connected Visual Studio, sort of, mostly was working. And the CLI definitely can connect and do things back and forth also. So that's exciting. We'll stop here and then we'll continue next video for course number 2, where I assume we're going to actually be learning Cobol itself. This is pretty exciting. How do I feel? You know, I knew this was going to be hard, right? Because like there was a reason why there's so few like posts and stuff about how to really learn mainframe and Cobol Enterprise. But I didn't think it would be this bad, and I just figured like with IBM, like the documentation might be a little hard to understand, but really it was like half marketing, like I said all the way in the beginning, and the other half was just wrong or bad, or maybe I just like ADHD skipped over stuff. But yeah, I think when it comes to the language at least, we should be doing better because there'll be other resources other than this course where we can look up what commands or like statements mean. So that should be good. Hopefully we don't have to do too much with the mainframe. We kind of figure out what these data sets are and jobs and how to debug things. But even if we can't debug things and we just print stuff out, like we should be okay. So yeah, things are moving along. I don't feel like I can put down Cobol in my LinkedIn just yet, but yeah, soon, right? And then we can like after we put it in LinkedIn, we can maybe we learn a little bit of DB2. I don't know, but we start looking for jobs and we see if we can actually get hired for this big money. All right, I don't think I'm going to do the next video like, you know, right away. I think I'm going to let this sink a little bit, recover spiritually, and then we'll be on day 2 of our journey to the big Cobol money. Thank you so much. Please do like and subscribe if you want to do this along with me. I do have other series where it's a little bit more, it's not Cobol. That said, I've done one, I'm doing one on Nix, and that's pretty good. And then the 6502 assembly language, that's kind of, you know, Cobol's harder than assembly language. So there's that, comparing that. Thanks everyone, and see you soon.